A mixture P is formed by removing a certain amount of coffee from a coffee jar and replacing the same amount with cocoa powder. The same amount is again removed from a mixture P and replaced with same amount of cocoa powder to form a new mixture Q. If the ratio of the coffee and cocoa in the mixture Q is 16 is to 9, this is a new ratio. Then the ratio of the cocoa and mixture P to that in mixture Q is how much? The ratio of the cocoa and mixture P to that in mixture Q is what? Now we know that it's a simple question based on what the concept of removal and replacement. Let's assume that Y quantity was taken out of how much? X quantity. So there was a straightforward formula. I'm going to replace Y quantity out of X quantity of coffee. Initially, mixture P contains only what? Pure coffee. Mixture P is formed by removing a certain amount of coffee from a coffee jar and replacing the same amount with cocoa powder. The same amount is again removed from mixture P and replaced with the same amount of cocoa powder to form a mixture Q. If the ratio of the coffee and cocoa powder in the mixture Q is 16 is to 9, how do we get mixture Q? When you remove Y quantity out of X from mixture P, initial mixture, 2 times. So I'll put 2 here. This must be equal to initial quantity. Now, what is 16 is to 9? 16 parts of coffee are left and 9 parts are converted into cocoa. So, can we say initially there were 25 parts? So, the initial quantity of coffee was P in the fresh mixture, and out of that, only 16 are now left. So, how do we write it? 16 by 25 is equal to 1 minus y by x whole square. This gives you 4 by 5 is equal to 1 minus y by x. So the value of y by x comes out to be how much? This was 4, this was 5. 1 minus 4 by 5. That is equal to 1 by 5. Yes or no? Now 1 by 5 means what? It can also be written as, okay, let's take it equal to 1 by 5. That means out of 5 parts, only one part is of cocoa powder in the final mixture Q. Now what's the question? Then the ratio of the cocoa and mixture P. How did we get the mixture P? When I removed it only once. 1 minus y by x raised to the power 1. When you did it first time, then I can say that the quantity of coffee left by quantity of coffee present initially must be equal to 1 minus y by x. And we know that the value of y by x is what? 1 by 5. So 1 minus 1 by 5 will give you how much? 4 by 5. That means quantity of coffee left after first removal will be 4. Initially it was 5. That means one part will be converted in the form of what? Cocoa. So what he's asking then the ratio of the cocoa in the mixture P to that in the mixture Q is how much? I'm left with 4 parts. That means one part was converted into cocoa part. And finally in the mixture Q, I'm left with only one part. One part was always removed. And 16 by 25, what does it say? 16 by 25. This 4 by 5 can be written as how much? Quantity of coffee left by quantity of coffee present initially is 4 by 5. This can also be written as when you multiply it by 5, you can write it as 20 by 25. So when you removed it first time, the ratio comes out to be 20 by 25. That means only 20 parts of coffee are left. The remaining 5 parts are of cocoa powder. This is about the mixture P. And when you did it twice, this ratio will be about mixture Q. Out of 25 parts, 16 parts are converted into coffee. 16 parts of coffee are left. That means the remaining 9 parts in the mixture Q are of cocoa powder. Now, what's the question? Then the ratio of the cocoa and mixture P to that in the mixture Q is in mixture Q, there are 5 parts of cocoa. In mixture Q, there are 9 parts of cocoa. So the answer has to be third option. C should be the answer.